If you search up AI automation, what always comes up is people showing you how to build the tech, which of course is also important. But what no one shows you is how to actually make a business out of it, how to scale, where to start, and the exact steps you need to take in order to go from $0 to $40,000 a month and create a healthy AI business. So that's what I'm going to do in this exact video. I custom coded this roadmap, which we are giving to everyone inside of our community, which takes you through every single step you need to do. But I thought I wanted to show you everything you need to do when setting up your AI agency. Everything from buying a domain to setting up ads. And in this video, in these next 5 minutes, I'll explain every single step that you need to do in order to build a successful AI agency. When you first start out, you want to buy a domain, and I'll recommend doing it on something like Namecheap. This is where we find our domains. But you basically just search in a domain, agency.ai.com or something like that, and you find a domain that you want, which is only going to cost you around $10 a month. Then you incorporate a business in your country, After you've bought the domain, you can then check it off. Then you need to incorporate a business, and this varies a bit from country to country, but you can create something like a sole prop here in the start and just use that to take payments and pay the taxes off of that. But of course, this depends on your country. This usually only takes 1 to 3 days to set up. When you've done that, you want to open a digital business bank. And this is what you'll be using when you set up your Stripe, so you can actually take payments. If you have a US company, then I would recommend something like Mercury, which is what we use for our AI agency. After that, you set up your professional email. And the way you do that is that you do it through Google Workspace. This should only take you 30 minutes, but this allows you to have an email that says something like albert@shiny.ai, where you have your domain after your initial name, and this just makes you look more professional. Then, if you're a part of our community, you get access to unlimited free high-level accounts. There's a video here showing you how to do it inside of our community, but you can also just sign up for a 30-day free trial for high level. I'll drop a link for that below. This doesn't take more than an hour either. Then you create a logo, and you can just use Canva. This is the first logo that I created, and I spent way too much time on this, but you can literally just go out and design, find a logo that you like, that looks semi-professional, like this one, and change the name to whatever your agency is called, change the styling a little bit, and now you have a logo. You don't have to spend that much time on it. That's also why I've only said that this takes 1 hour. And then you create a professional website. There's also a video here, I'll link below, how to sign up to high level, and then how to create your free professional website. If you are inside the school, you can also just click on this right here, which will take you to a full guide and the website template that we use for our agency website. You can literally get a website that looks like this in 1 or 2 hours. Then you want to add your terms and privacy. Inside of the website template, we also have templates that you can use, and you can also find our terms and conditions and privacy policy just by going to our website. But this is not legal advice, by the way. Then you want to set up a Stripe account, and this is where you will be taking payments. And for this, you need the business bank account because you need to be able to send the money somewhere. You also need to have an incorporated business, so that's why we do this afterwards. And this only takes an hour to do or so. And now is where you start learning. Only after you've done all of these other things is where you look into, okay, how do I actually set up my AI agency? Because this is basically the same for every single business that you would set up. But you just need to get going. These initial steps, for some people, take weeks to do. It only has to take a couple of days. And now it's time to learn the basics of AI automation tools. I recommend you to start in our free school community, which I'll link below, which has 75,000 members. And inside of the classroom, you literally have a 3-day guide for how to build, do outreach, and sell your AI agents, which is the perfect place to start. And this is something that you do, this is ongoing. You want to do this 3 hours a day or so while you start out, just to become an expert in AI automation. And this is what everyone focuses on. But the other things are, of course, also very important, that you need to do those in order to start with your AI agency. When you've done all of these things and you feel like you're ready to go out and get clients, that's when you reach out to your current connections. You might already know someone in an industry. You might have a previous job where you also know people. You need to utilize that. That's why you have an advantage. So you go out to your current connections and you basically just ask them, what have you thought about adding with AI? Or what are the pains that you're facing? And then look into how you can solve those with AI. And this is, of course, only if you have connections. If you don't have any connections, you just jump to the next point, which is that you choose 3 industries and you find pain points in all of them. And then based on that, you find 3 social platforms where you can reach out to your ideal client. This could be LinkedIn, Messenger, Instagram. Again, we have a full guide explaining how to do outreach inside of our free school community. And this is a step that a lot of people don't do. But I want you to make content as well. I'll link this video below, which is how to get started with content, and which is how we grew from 0 to 100,000 followers in less than 3 months. Watch that, start your accounts on TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram, and get to posting. And that's where you post the AI builds that you have created and that you have learned how to create. And now you're set. That's the first part of it. Now you want to book your first call, and you'll do this by doing outreach to your ideal client and by doing content. You'll also close your first client and you'll get your first payment. And it's very important that you look out here on the right side, which is how long it actually takes to do. It took me 4 months to get my first payment from a client. And it's probably not going to take you that long because all of this information you have access to, but it takes time. The only way you lose is by giving up. And I'm so grateful that I didn't give up in those 4 initial months. That was really tough because I was working day in and day out, not making any money. When you've gotten your first payment, that's when you set up an accounting tool. If you're using something like Mercury, then we recommend something like QuickBooks, which just makes it easy because it can integrate into it. And when you have landed your first client as well, you also ask them for referrals. And you do this with every single client. This is another mistake that we didn't do, which is that we just didn't ask for referrals. We could probably have scaled so much faster if we, after every single win, after every single sale that you get someone, or when they're happy with the AI solution, who else do you know where this could be valuable? Do this with every single client you close. And then if you do all of these things, and it can take a while, it took us 8 months to get to $5,000 a month. I've written 6 right here to set some expectations for how long it actually takes. But when you do that, you have completed the first stage, which is $0 to $5,000 a month. You have set up your agency and you're now ready to grow it. And you have unlocked the next stage called growing. Now you want to niche down because you'll probably work with a lot of different clients. You've tried a lot of different stuff to get clients, but now you need to double down on what works. If that is Instagram DMs, then you create multiple accounts and you double down on the outreach strategy that actually works. But here's important, you don't just cut away, you double down the input on the outreach strategy because this will get you better results. By now, you have been going for probably a couple of months. You've been learning AI automation every single day, which means that you have now become an expert in AI automation tools. You continue to post every single day on social media, and I want you now to set up Facebook ads. Facebook ads is what have worked the most consistent for us, but it takes some money to get started. But now you're also making $5,000 a month, which means that you can afford it. You want to set up retargeting ads, which is ads that are running on your website. If I go to our website and I check the pixels, you can see we have 2 pixels active, which basically just captures information from the ones that visit our website. And they will now start seeing our ads on Facebook and on Instagram, which means from the client's perspective, our company, Shiny.ai, now seems like a very established company, which is going to build trust. And when you pair this up with a cold marketing Facebook ads campaign that just shows your brand to new people, that makes them click on your website, then you have something that's really strong. You want to spend $5 a day on the retargeting, you don't need more than that, and $10 a day on the cold ads. Again, you continue asking all your clients that you close for referrals, and then you hit $10,000 a month in revenue. This took us a year to do, and if you're good, you can do it before that. But when you've done it, then you unlock the next stage. This is where you start scaling and you also start to delegate. You hire a virtual assistant for the cold outreach, so you don't need yourself to sit there and DM everyone that comes in. You continue to post daily on social media. You increase your retargeting ads and your Facebook cold ads to $7 a day and $20 a day. You keep asking all your clients for referrals, and just by doing that, you'll hit $20,000 a month. And this is where a lot of companies get stuck. It's because they can't scale, and we were stuck right here for 6 months. And that was because we didn't delegate. We were sitting with the AI automations ourselves. We were sitting with the sales ourselves. We had hired a bit of virtual assistants, but we were not delegating the right way. You need to continue to post daily on social media. You increase the retargeting ads and you increase the Facebook ad spend, but you can only do this when you get control of the operations. That's why I now want you to hire an appointment setter that can call all of the leads that come in from Facebook instantly. And it's very important that you do it as soon as they come in. So this appointment setter needs to be ready on the phone and just call every single lead that comes in. Then you should hire a video editor that can edit the content so you don't have to be doing that every single day. You want to buy back your time by keeping on delegating repetitive tasks to the virtual assistants. And here is a break point. You need to find out, if you're still in this alone, what you are most passionate about. Is it the sales part or is it the tech part? And then you need to hire a full-time person, which you will be able to afford at $20K a month, to take over the task you don't enjoy. And it might be a lot paying someone like $5,000 a month to take over the task that you don't like, But trust me, it's worth it, because that means that you can focus all your time on what you're actually good at, either the sales or the tech, which will make your work more enjoyable and which will help you scale your business. It's important though that you find someone that's better at what you're not good at. So if you're good at tech and you don't like the sales part, the person you hire needs to be better at sales than you. You keep on asking all your clients for referrals, and that will get you to $40,000 a month. And now we're at this last point, which is you're starting to lead in the industry. You still continue to post daily on social media. By now, you've amassed a couple of thousand followers, which will just get your clients on autopilot. You increase the retargeting ads and the Facebook ad spend to $50 a day and $15 a day on the retargeting ads. You keep buying back your time by hiring experts. You scale the sales team and you scale the tech team, and you keep fixing the bottlenecks that is holding you back from scaling. You run into an issue where you don't have enough customer service, so your churn is high because the response time in the email is long. You run into issues where your ads are not performing. You need to hire someone that's really good at ads, even better than you when scaling. You run into a lot of bottlenecks where when you solve them, that's all of a sudden what scales your business. You still want to be ahead in the AI space. You want to be the expert. You might not spend 3 hours a day learning about AI, but you might spend 1 hour. That ensures that you're still the expert in the space. You keep asking all of your clients for referrals. You hit $50,000 a month. You hit $75,000 a month. And just by doing this, fixing the bottlenecks in your business, you'll hit $100,000 a month, which will complete the last stage. And which also means that you're officially a G. This roadmap is exactly what we use to scale our AI agency to $40K a month. And you can get access to this roadmap below. What this also has is daily accountability, which means that depending on what stage you are on, you'll get tasks that you need to complete every single day. Like when you are in the leading stage, a lot of your time will be spent managing, checking ad performance, making sure that every lead is being called. And we even have a leaderboard where you can compete with everyone else in the school group. I hope you enjoyed this more practical approach of actually showing you the exact steps you need to take, like buying a domain, setting up a bank, setting up Stripe, something that no one else is showing. And if you did, then remember to subscribe and consider joining the school communities. Have an awesome day. You watched this entire video, so you deserve it.